Thank you for joining me today. Today's video, I am talking to the men. Yesterday's video was more for the ladies, touched a little bit on masculine energy and feminine energy, and I want to carry on that topic. Today I'm talking to the men. The title of this video is Men, do not let your wife make all the decisions, but don't decide for her. It's a very interesting balance where a woman, she wants to feel that her husband is wearing the trousers, that he is, he's kind of guiding the ship, so to speak. She wants that responsibility in the relationship kind of taken off of her. And some women are just naturally in the role of, making the decisions. They just naturally want to decide that, when we're going on holiday, we're going on this type of holiday, we're going there, we're going here, whatever it is, and we're going to stay in this type of hotel or this type of Airbnb. They want to make those decisions, and very often a man will be like, okay, this is what the budget is. I'm happy to go on holiday with my wife. I'm happy for her to make the decisions. But on the other hand, a woman can very much feel like, but wait a minute, I don't want that. I've got so many responsibilities on my shoulder. This is another responsibility that I want to take on for myself. And this can really cause, without really understanding why, it can also cause a lot of friction between a couple, and it's something that they're not even aware of. They're in this situation where they have these conversations and things don't feel great, and they're not sure why they don't feel great. So I want to touch on this. I want to expand on this and really get go into a little bit of a deep delve into this and why this is, so that men can really get a better understanding of how I can take responsibility for this. So as I said, a woman doesn't want, on the one hand, she doesn't want the responsibility. On the other hand, she doesn't really want to be told what to do by her husband. She's not her husband's slave. Just to accept, this is what my husband wants to do the whole time for everything, is also not a healthy relationship for a woman. So how do you balance that? How is a man supposed to come into the relationship and balance that? So a few ideas. It can be applied to even a guy that's dating, a couple that have been married for many years. Let's take the idea of going out on a date. So I would recommend that if a couple have been out on a few dates, the guy wants to go on a date again, but he's not sure, what should the venue be? Maybe we're at a point where we should go to a restaurant. We should sit down. We should have a really nice meal together in a nice fancy restaurant. Maybe we should just go to a bake cafe, sit down and have a coffee, a piece of cake. Maybe it'll be nice just to go for a walk in a park. So I would suggest in this kind of situation that the guy kind of puts it out there. You want to go to a restaurant, or do you want to go for a walk in a park? You're not putting the ball in her court saying, let's go out on a date, what do you want to do? And you're putting all the responsibility on her shoulders. You're saying, I want to go out with you, I'd love to go on a date, it's either A or B. Which of those two would you like to do? Would you like to go for a walk in a park, or would you like to go to a restaurant and have a meal? if she said, I'd like to, I would actually like to go to a restaurant with you. Okay, you want to go for a coffee, or you want to go for a meal? I'm happy. I'm really happy to do that. But what kind of restaurant do you want to go to? No, I'd love to sit down for a meal. Great. You want to go Chinese, or you want to go Italian? Oh, I love Chinese. I would absolutely love to go Chinese. Okay, there are 2 Chinese restaurants that I absolutely love. One is this one, the other one's that one. I don't mind which one we go to. Do you have a preference? I personally, thinking about it, I think I'd rather go to that one, but if you'd rather go to the other one, that's totally fine by me. And you see how I haven't, by having these conversations and giving her a choice of, do you want A or do you want B, you're not putting the responsibility on her shoulders to decide what we're doing and how we're doing it and where we're going. You're giving her guidance. You're saying, these are the 2 choices. And therefore she'll choose one of them, and she'll be happy that her husband, her boyfriend is coming in and saying, I want to go out with you. I want to spend time with you. What do you prefer? Rather than coming in and saying, I'd love to go to this Chinese restaurant. Is that okay with you? And she's like, well, it's either that Chinese restaurant or nothing. She doesn't really like Chinese. Doesn't really speak to her. But if he had given her the choice, she would have preferred just a walk in the park. Or she would have just preferred to go out for pizza. So, by taking a step back from being over decisive for her, a man really needs to guide his wife to where she wants to go. And the bottom line is, if she wants to go Italian and you want to go Chinese, so that needs to be a conversation. You know what? I would love to go with you Italian tonight. Maybe next time we'll go Chinese. How does that sound? Does that sound, are you happy with that? Will that work for you? Or, you know what? She just hates Chinese. She doesn't do Chinese. I'm happy to go with you for, tonight, Italian. I'm going to invite my buddy to go with me Chinese because I love Chinese. I haven't been out for a Chinese restaurant. I'm going to go out with my friend next week. If that's okay with you, because I'd really love to go Chinese. I like Chinese food. Just if you're not into it, okay, let's do Italian. I'll do Chinese with my friend. So, again, we're not pushing her into anything. We're not deciding for her. But again, we're not putting all the responsibility on her shoulders when it comes to going away for holiday. Hey, honey, I'm taking time off work. I'm gonna take the week off this week, whenever it is. I've been thinking about going on holiday. We've been talking about going away and spending some time together. We haven't really spoken about where we want to go. We haven't spoken about whether we want to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb. Personally, I've been thinking about either Greece or Italy. What do you think? Is there somewhere else that you've been kind of had in your mind? It needs to be a conversation, not, okay, this is where I've decided we're going. We're going to Greece. We're going to this hotel. We're going to that Airbnb, whatever it is, and then she's going to feel like, well, he's kind of making all these decisions. I didn't want to go to Greece, but okay, he's decided we're going to Greece. We'll go to Greece. Give her the options. But on the other hand, don't put all of the responsibility on her shoulders that, hey, honey, these are my dates. I'm taking off. You go figure out where we're going and where we're staying. And, I'll just go with the flow, whatever you decide. She doesn't want that either. So some tools, some tips. I hope these ideas have been useful and helpful. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this channel, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already. Give this video a like, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.